Right, and as usual, Paul Tyso has painted up 15 armies in the last month. So I think this is Lord of the Rings. A load of orcs for Lord of the Rings. I don't know what that is in the background. Unfortunately, Paul's he's very vocal on the chat, but he never comes on the calls to explain what he's posted.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's definitely Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Unless this is.
No, yeah, that's Lord of the Rings. I think I've had some of these models. I don't think they've changed since I collected the magazine like 20 years ago.
God.
Yeah, what is that? I don't recognize.
It's not. Yeah, don't know what that one is. It's probably one of the GW invented creatures.
Maybe. Well, once again, he skims this line between like an excellent amount of detail, but he can like churn it out really quickly and reliably.
Yeah,
because
it is.
All of his armies, you know, from the side of the table when you're actually playing the game, they all look incredible.
I think he said that he used to work for a hobby store in the 80s, so he kind of learned to paint quick for the store. Right. So I think that's probably where that comes from, that speed.
I think what it is with Paul's models is that we look at them all, and you could, you know, if we were a true critique video, right? You could critique these models quite a lot because there's a bit of paint over on there, there's a bit of marking there, there's a bit this, but we'd all love to be able to do it. You know, we'd all love to be able to knock out an army as quickly as he's done here. Particularly the Great Beast of Gorgoroth that he's got. That is, I think he's done a great job on that.
Is that what that model was?
Yeah.
Great Beast of Gorgoroth, yeah.
You showing off that you've just looked that up online?
Yeah, his Google through was quicker than mine because I've just got to it as well.
Listen, up until that point, there was no need for any of you to mention that. People have just gone, Samuel.
He does so well with his basing as well.
That looks like
that's historical, isn't it? I think that's
I think it's
Saxons and Vikings and Saxons or something.
Because there might have been a Saga warband, but I think there's too many in there for.
Yeah, it's too many for Saga.
Not less.
I've actually brought the rules for Saga because I'm really keen on playing that. It does look like a good game.
I played it, years ago. Like I went to the first. They did a Gripping Beast did like the Saga Grand Tournament, the first one at the old Firestorm games, and I went and played it.
Yeah.
And, I didn't know what I was doing then, so nothing's really changed now. I know. I really like. It's got a really nice mechanic though with the dice.
Yeah, it has. It does look like a lot of fun. Well, we'll have to have a game then when we can meet.
Yeah.
So I've got 2 warbands, but yeah.
I did I mean, it's probably changed. I don't know what version they're on now, but there was a list that had. It was basically a led by a priest, and then you could have it as all levy. So it was all. So you had like 60 models, but they're all rubbish. And I'd scoured the internet for all of the like civilian figures in that scale. So I had the whole army all in lead, but there wasn't a single weapon in the whole army. It was all women and children, basically. I thought that's going to look really cool, just like a horde of civilians running across the board.
I think these are Vikings, because I think these are Berserkers, but it'll probably correct me.
Yeah. They look angry, whoever they are. And they're Normans, well.
Yeah.
Oh, there might even be 2. Yeah.
Oh, are these little Napoleonic? Oh.
I was going to say that might be 2 Saga warbands actually, because there's 2 different.
It could be. It could be the Saxons, and it could be the it could be the Normans, and it could be the Dane. It could be any of those 3, couldn't they? Because they kind of intermingle quite a lot. Right, and this is one of mine. So this is 6mm Napoleonics.
I like how you shredded wheat for the base.
Shredded wheat? That's flock. It's not flock, actually. It's static grass, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's It's like 2 mil static grass or something. It's ridiculously short.
How tall are those models?
6 mil.
Yeah, so it's like waist high grass they're walking through.
Yeah. You have to dampen it down, so you can't really get any shorter static grass than that. So it's a bit difficult.
Where you end up just going with flock, don't you? Just
You could do shredded wheat bites. You could do shredded wheat bite size. They're smaller.
Could have done, but yeah. So they're French infantry. That's
Great job, Pete.
And a lieutenant I'm painting for the Void Dragons, which he's not finished yet. Just need to finish off the base.
This is a work in practice. This is a work in progress. So.
Yeah, and I need to get the transfers on as well. My transfers are not working with it, so Ben's kind of agreed to print them out for me at some point. I need to send you the sheet for that, don't I? I'm sorry, I've not
I'll print it off.
That's a. I love the colour you got on this. I love all the colours actually. It's like a petrol blue, isn't it?
It's a Stegodon scale green.
Oh, I love that colour.
Yeah, it's lovely
I
colour.
use that on my orcs a lot, on the armour. But the skin tone you've got on there is awesome.
Yeah.
I was really pleased with that. It's just the usual of the I think it's Cadian flesh, Reekland flesh shade, Cadian flesh again, then highlighted with the Kislev flesh.
He looks like a badass dude who would have a gun like that, doesn't he?
Yeah. If anybody would dual wield, it's somebody like
that.
How much more have you got left to do on the white, or is it done apart from the transfers?
The white is done apart from the transfers. Yeah.
How
so
did you find
the
painting
chapter
it?
symbols and stuff. I'm fine. I don't mind the white. It's just like I said, I use pallid witch flesh. So I do about 5 layers of pallid witch flesh, watered down, and then I highlight that with white skull. And yeah, as long as you put it on like really thin, then it comes out nice and smooth. You don't get the gloopy stuff.
Yeah, we had this conversation, didn't we, about the white, and I was just amazed because it is just so smooth. Like normally, sort of when you see that sort of clear, crisp white, you can normally see brush marks or sort of like it starts to sort of get a bit clumped up.
Yeah, it's the key is patience. You just got to be really patient and apply and just do loads of watered down, really thin coats and just keep building it up until you're happy with it.
But yeah, it works so well.
It's the to the side. Shut the leather. And then this one is Battle Masters from 1992. I've started going through the set to paint it up, and I'm gonna fill in all these crevices as well. So we'll glue the models back on, paint them up properly, glue the models back on, and then flock the base and do a proper battlefield on each base. I'm gonna trim off these stupid flags, and at some point me and my nephew will be doing some videos on this. I think a couple of battle reports using the old 92 Battle Masters, and then I might flog it.
So when I first saw this, the first thing that came to mind was it looks like Muttley has got very evil.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? I just want to see Dick Dastardly standing next to him now as a Chaos Lord.
Yeah, can't unsee that now.
It's got that proper like 1960s like first edition Dungeons and Dragons monster manual vibe to it. Like it looks like illustrated. I love it. It's a great model.
Thank you.
It's painted all right as well.
Yeah, I'll take the pain. Yeah. You've done good on the horns. You did I always struggle with horns. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was. Oh god, I can't remember what I did. Zandri dust, layered with Morghast bone, then Wraith bone, and then just given a very, very, very thin wash of Agrat's Earthshade, I think.
So now we've got the child's model. Go on then, Rhys, what's this?
I did a very poor excuse for this month. This is the only model I've done. It's the Battlesmith for Fire Slayers. This one did take me a while to do. Not much to it. Same usual stuff.
You've done well on the beard. Is that highlighted or is that contrast and the medium?
That is several layers actually. I did put a lot of effort into this one. I think I did. I based it with Jericho Orange, which is what you do for all the beards for Fire Slayers. I then washed it with Carroburg Crimson to just darken it down again. And then I laid it back up with both Troll Slayer Orange and then Fire Dragon Bright. So it's kind of just layers and layers and just massive build up.
I think it's been worth it. You've got such nice depth in that beard.
Yeah, you like just the sort of contrast between the sort of deepest recesses and the highlights is so nice.
I don't wanted to, because with my other ones with the kind of units, I haven't made it so obvious, but I kind of wanted to pop out those plats away from the beard.
Yeah.
I think
I mean, they definitely sort of stand right out now.
Yeah, I tell you what, I
Character
keep getting
model, it really
drawn.
pops.
Yeah, I keep getting drawn to that fan on the staff. What have you done there? Blue and the dark blue and the light blue, the front here.
That's a very rough take on non-metallic metals, but done slightly differently. Taken the same kind of idea, but I kind of made it more coarse and more rough. So I did a whole base of it with that Stegodon scale green, and then slowly built up with very kind of more bluish greys than to white.
I like it, and I know we say this every time, but to have been painting for a year,
Yeah.
and to come up with that is.
Is that all the time you've been painting?
Yeah, I think I started last
About a year
February.
Wow.
I think actually last February was when I first brought models, and then March. Yeah, March I started actually painting properly.
Let's just be clear. The first models you painted, they're all ghosts, weren't they?
Oh yeah, the first time we had was Nighthaunt. They were very quick. Looking back at them now, they're very sloppy painted. But now I've got all my dwarfs, so KO, Fire Slayers. I'm taking a lot more time with them as well, actually picking out the details for these things. Just so that
I had like a really similar route where my first army was Nurgle, and I just sort of went into it without really knowing what I was doing, and learned a lot through them. And that's why like now I'm doing my elves with all of the stuff that I learned from doing that first army. So I'm sure you're in like the same place where all of the little tips and tricks that you picked up doing the Nighthaunt, you're taken, and now your second army is just going to look so much better in comparison.
Yeah. I think most of the time for most people, our first army is going to look a lot worse than all the rest, especially in my case anyway. But you do get to learn all the tricks and stuff from all the others.
I mean, the fact that you're a year into painting and you're trying your non-metallic metals and you're sort of like you're working, you can see what you want to do and you want to work on it. But the fact you're actually trying new things with each and every model, like that improves your painting skill tenfold. So I mean, to go from what you sort of say is a bit of a sort of rough paint job, first paint job, to obviously sort of the way you're painting now, it's massive for a year.
But you aren't going to get anywhere really if you don't experiment and try with things.
Well, no, but you see a lot of painters who do just sort of sit in a comfy little space and go, yeah, I'm happy with that, or I don't want to push this, I don't want to try that, It's sort of like they don't want to risk anything.
Yeah, they get into a comfort zone, don't they?
Yeah. So it's just risking things. I mean, I started painting. What was it? October 2019. That's when I've since I started painting. October 2019, and it's sort of like for the first, I don't know, sort of like 50 odd models I painted. I sat in a comfort zone, and it's only once I sort of actually pushed myself out of the comfort zone that I actually sort of found I was like really improving.
Do you know what? I know I've talked about 3D printing a lot, but what you're saying, Ben, there's a cost to trial and error. You know, because, and if you're on a budget, you know, if you buy a box of 10 models for 25 quid, you know, you've either got that choice of going safe and getting them painted in a wanna, or trying something and not working out, and then you've either got to strip the paint or prime them again, and then you've got to go through the whole process again. The good thing about 3D printing is that you can get a free model, a simple model, print 10 of them at once. It's only going to cost you a couple of quid, and then you can go. You can do whatever you like. You can try as many different styles as you want until you find one that works for you.
Yeah, it does take the pressure off.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't see it that way, as in a cost. Because I mean, it's, you know, you paint a box of 10 guys, and from the first guy to the last guy, you will see a noticeable difference between how well you can paint. And I'm not sort of saying like each, you know, go out and buy a £80 model and have a bash at, you know, dry brushing for the first time on it, but you buy a box of 10 Space Marines and you practice your dry brushing on that. The cost isn't that much, really. You know.
Yeah. Oh, look at that! What a model.
He's back, everyone.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson with face mask, my pride and glory.
We did say we'd put it back in. So
Ben, that's 3D printed.
That's 3D printed, is it?
Yeah.
And it's not hollow, is it?
It's not hollow. It's a heavy old bit of.
God,
it's a
I
heavy old
bet
bit.
that took half a ton of resin to get that done.
And 3 sections. I had to join it.
Nuts
But it
to
is-
something
look,
that
isn't
big.
Isn't it brilliant, mate? He sits up here protecting me. Go on, move on. Let's get the good ones in.
Okay.
I say the good ones.
Family shot.
Look at that. That's my Imperial Knight army. What I love about the Imperial Knights is that's half done now. I've only got to do another 2, and I've got me 2,000 points.
Yeah, that's why I like the giant army. It's like, yep, 6 models sold.
So the
I like
latest.
that.
Go on.
I was going to say, I really love the colour scheme you've got going on there. So that the orange and the blue.
Yeah,
It's,
orange is.
and
do you
the,
know what,
and the dirted look.
orange is a pain in the arse as a colour. It doesn't colour very well, and it's like white. But I just keep putting lots of thin layers on, and then I end up getting it all dirty. So the newest one on the left-hand side, that's a castigator. And then
It's
obviously
massive.
yeah, he is, and I've got another one the same size as that, which is a Lancer, which I'm currently working on and should be ready for next month. And an Armiger down the
God.
front. But yeah, I kind of got really hooked on that Iron Hands. No, what is it?
Iron
Knight.
Warrior.
No, it's not. I'll tell you what it is. It's Grey Knight Steel. It's the one that comes out in the blue. The one at the front there has got that Grey Knight Steel on. It's the only colour on there, so it gives it that bluish shine. And then I used that on the metal of the castigator on the back left. So he's got a slightly more blue tone to the metal rather than the Canis Rex has got just a lead belcher, a standard silver. But yeah, it's worked out, and I've based them now as well, so they're on a better base. So I've just got to fix the Canis Rex's foot because that was on the mud before, so it's still got a bit of mud left over. I might leave it, but yeah, I am really pleased with how these are turning out. Given that weathered look, I think it just, I think it's worked well. I'm really pleased with it.
No, really good.
There's
I
two
can see the
inside
colours a bit
ones.
more in that one.
Yeah.
You're going to put some transfers on them.
Do you know what? I keep having an eye on about it, and I kind of come towards the point of no, because I'm going to write a little bit of a story for them, and these have kind of gone off the grid a little bit, and they're kind of fighting for themselves rather than for anybody else. So they're kind of sticking their hands up at the rules and regulations they've had before. So that's why they're in a colour scheme that doesn't really match anything they've got, because they've kind of gone that way. and they don't really want to be. They don't really want to be attached to anybody's beliefs or what have you. So that's the only thing that's kind of where my head's going at the moment. But I figured I'm going to wait till I've got them all done, stand them up in front of each other, and then work out a plan.
I love them. I love the green sword on that one as well.
That's just that Teclis green. I feel like I need to do something else with it. Have you got another picture with another angle of it?
I think I'm
bent as well. Got a bent sword.
It is actually bent then.
They're not meant to be.
Because I kept thinking it was sort of like something to do with like the camera lens you're using, and it's sort of slightly getting bent in because of the sort of fisheye effect on it or something. But
no, it is bent.
It's bent.
Yeah, obviously at some point I haven't stored it flat, but I might do something with it. But yeah, I'm kind of thinking I might do some put a bit of yellow.
Is it resin?
What?
Is it resin?
No, that's a Forge World model.
Oh, okay. So
it's Forge World model, but that's not resin. Most of it is resin, but that part isn't.
You'll probably find that if you get like an extra, those fan heaters. Yeah, one of those fan heaters. Put that in front of it, and then you can just gently bend it back.
Yeah, I'll do something with it, but I'm going to. I think I'm going to put some yellow on it as well, just to kind of highlight the edges and a little bit of some of the recesses as well, just to give it a bit more pizzazz. Because only when you sit on these pictures, you kind of go, nah, just needs to pop a little bit more.
Yeah, maybe even go all the way up to a white highlight.
Yeah, it needs something, doesn't it, Ben? It needs a bit of light bringing into it.
Yeah.
Is it meant to glow?
No, not necessarily. I just wanted it to have that. I just wanted it to have a complete contrast to the rest of it. It'd have been too easy to do it metal, but then it is mainly metal, so just a chance to use a different colour. You get a bit bored of doing blue and orange after a while.
Yeah. You got to take a chance, take a risk, try something new. Yeah.
There he is from another angle.
Glorious model.
Oh, they're fantastic models. I'm really enjoying these Imperial Knights. They're fun to build. They're fun to paint, and that's what I'm going to learn 40k with.
They're going to be horrible to fight against. I think me and Ben are not going to enjoy fighting that.
Yeah, I'm not going to learn 40k with you. I have a million men just sat there. It's like, oh, good. 90% of my weapons cannot do anything.
I don't know. It sounds like a challenge now for me. I'm sort of like, right, okay, like.
I think with Imperial Knights, I think that from what I've read about them, and I've read the Codex, which I bought from our crack dealer in Corby. What I found about the Imperial Knights is that tactically, you have to be on it. You know, with other armies, you can kind of get away with some mistakes and still be successful. Whereas with Imperial Knights, if you position them wrong, if you move them in the wrong place, if you separate them too much, you get battered. So it's very easy to lose with Imperial Knights.
How many power points are they? Are they 25?
Oh, they're a lot.
They're a lot.
More than that, I think. Yeah.
Oh well.
I have got.
I'm only playing
so I'm hoping
25.
That can,
I'm only playing 25 PowerPoint games, so that's the limit.
Yeah.
I'm not playing any more than that.
Basically, I've just got a whole army full of like melters, so.
Nice. Oh yeah, I've got 2 special weapons squads, so I've got 6 melt guns sitting on a 4+. So yeah.
Well, basically that's each.
Don't tell him that because they'll shoot them.
I'll tell him a different unit's got melters. He won't know what they look like. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I've forgotten what he's talking about already.
Yeah.
That's the Canis Rex. Canis Rex, the other one, the short squatty one, is 23 power points.
Oh, there you go. So you can have one. So you can have one knight, and I can have. I think it was
army.
40 guardsmen and 4 heavy weapon teams.
The little armiger, they're 9, and the castigator is 30.
Oh, nice.
Have you seen any of the battle reports on my channel? With Liam with his orcs and Ryan with his Death Guard and stuff.
No,
the way they build an army. The way they build an army is always whether they can take down a knight in one turn.
Nice.
So I'd like to see.
I won't play them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I probably struggle against them because they just take so much firepower.
Well, as long as you take 2 knights, then at least you're going to last 2 turns, Toffer.
Well, I reckon I'll have 4, and then a couple of smaller ones as well.
Yeah,
They're like the behemoth, your giants of the 40k world. What I do like about them as well, I'm not sure if it's trying all of them because I haven't finished building them all yet. But some of the parts move. I just think it's a really nice touch. The arms move, the head moves side to side. It's just them little touches which just give it a little bit of character. Anyway, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, my giant arms will move if you pull them hard enough.
So does the sword on this.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I think that's everything. Yeah, that is
Look at all this
everything
talent
for this month. You look back at that, you think, crikey, that's a lot of.
Do you know what? I think, Ed, what you've just said there is absolutely spot on because we've got people here who are, at the really at the top end of painting ability, and then we've got people down the bottom end who are learning still and getting by, and I include myself in that as well. But all of their models were, if any of us had any of their models on the battlefield, we'd be pleased to have them. Just goes to show you, it doesn't take a lot to get good models. No,
that's very true. It's just sticking with it and just making sure you get them done. That's my main thing. It's getting the time to sit down and paint and just. Although for me, it's all about painting. I'm not so much for the game. I'm more of a painter. I prefer just. I don't mind if it came down to it this year. If I was just to paint, I'd be happy with that. If I didn't get a game in, but that's just the way I look at it.
You mean draw? Don't you?
I mean, I saw something on the internet that apparently said that the best way to get more painting time is to just have more kids. Apparently that really helps. So you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.